Rich, how's it going? Welcome everybody. ODC here. I just thought I would do a random hangout. I haven't done a hangout in a while. Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. I do have a headset on because there are children playing above me in their room. But let me know if you guys can hear me okay. If not, I'll take my headset off and then do this the old-fashioned way. Cool, cool. Coming in loud and clear. Awesome. So I just thought I'd do like a random hangout and just kind of go through some stuff that I've picked up recently. 3 and 3/4 inch, or I'll just say 1/18 scale and 6-inch scale stuff. There's some stuff I wanted to talk about too, in regards to like the Mandalorian and stuff. Nothing political here, so it's not gonna be any of that situation. But I thought I would just go through, kind of just talk about some recent pickups and just shoot the shit with you all on this fine Saturday. Get him over here. I also wanted to discuss the head swap. We'll put Hawkeye back there. Who else did I pick up? Yeah. I'm still kind of, I don't know if I'm going to pick up or if I'm going to do a full review on this entire wave, the Joe Fixit wave. I did pick up the entire wave, and I ended up just giving the Gamerverse figures to my girlfriend's son, because I wanted nothing to do with those, so I just gave them away. But yeah, I thought I would. Oh yeah, I gotta bring him in here. He's gonna take up a lot of space, so I'll put him. I'll move Joe Costa out of the way. Get your and there they all go. Naturally, that's how it happens, right? That's how it works. There they go, just like dominoes. For some reason, the picture's coming in a little bit fuzzy. I don't know if I like that. At least it seems a little fuzzy. There we go. We'll get Hawkeye over here. Back over there. In the corner, I'll put Joe Costa back over here. Get your irrelevant ass over there. Stop knocking people over, Joe Costa. We got Phantom X over here. And we'll put, where do I want to put him? We'll put Falcon front and center, why not? It's been a while since we've gotten an actual comic book Falcon. This is the first one, I think, from Hasbro. The comic book version, at least. We got that recycled movie one, but good lord. You know. What else? Oh yeah, I picked up Michael Morbius, Mr. Morbius here. And this is the Morbius I remember from the 90s. Kind of like very Marilyn Manson looking Michael Morbius. What else did I pick up? I finished this bath. Sorpox, what's going on? I finished the Demo Goblin bath, which I really don't think that this is a Build-A-Figure. They tried to get away with one and give us the recycled Black Series clear stand, which works fine functionality-wise. It's functional, and you can use any of the ball pegs, any of the 4 ball pegs it has to get different heights and such. And I actually like the sculpt of this glider. That's cool, but this is just a normal figure. It's actually a reused entire body from Hobgoblin. Just some retooling here and there. And then the head sculpt looks great. It does look like Demogoblin. Just don't know how much this would really be a Build-A-Figure, you know? I don't dig on when they do regular figures as Build-A-Figures, regardless of a cool glider. It just kind of rubs me the wrong way. So, but he is a nicely done figure. The cape is obviously, I think, a new sculpt as well as the head and the gauntlet pieces or his gloves. So, but I might end up doing a review on him. I don't know. He does look cool though, but I just don't think he's a Build-A-Figure. I think he could have been like maybe a deluxe figure or, you know, but Build-A-Figure? No, 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 no. We don't do that. We don't do that. What else I get randomly? Oh, yeah, I got him randomly. Got me some Winter Soldier. We'll switch. We'll put you up front and center. I actually quite think that this is a very underrated figure. He could be a little bit better. I still think he should have came with extra set of hands and extra head. But overall, oh no, he's covering up Thunderstrike's face, so I gotta move you, sir. Just put your arms down. I still think he could have been a little bit better. You know, it's kind of like they just kind of gave up a little bit on Mr. Morbius. Obviously, we have these guys we'll put in the front. And I know I did say I was going to do a Joy Toy review last week. There's so much going on with just life in general. It's been kind of tough. Like I said, tonight's like a random ass hangout night because it's just life in general has been busy, you know. Back up a little bit, and then obviously we got these guys over here. Let's see what's going on. AEW Full Gear is awesome. That's good. That's good. Happy for AEW. I'm glad they're doing well. I will be honest, though. I have not watched any wrestling in a very long time. A very long time. I think the only thing I really have watched is some. What was it? I was watching going back to watch the year 2003. It's like the forgotten year, I call it. You know, back in WWE. But I haven't been able to watch AEW because I don't have cable anymore. So, DirecTV trying to charge me way too much. Yeah, don't worry, Rich. I'm going to get to that I can't talk. Silver Centurion review. I might make that a quick review because there's so much similar. I mean, there are differences between the 80th anniversary Iron Man and Silver Centurion, but it just feels very similar to that figure. You know, obviously there's differences. The torsos are different, and even the boots are different. I believe the gloves or gauntlets are different too. Obviously, the heads are different, and I can dig that, but I'm not feeling the red on him, and I hate this ball peg joint. I don't know why they're doing ball peg joints. It's like they're going backwards instead of forwards. A lot of these figures that I've picked up, except for the brand new stuff like him. I actually got him dirt cheap. I bought him loose. Got him last week. But all the rest are pretty much, yeah, well, him too. I paid retail for him and her. All the rest were discounted. Even Daredevil back there was discounted. He's like $17 for Daredevil. He's already going on sale. I was actually surprised. It's the only reason I actually picked him up. Because I wasn't really the hugest fan of that armored look back in the 90s. Kind of preferred the more classic look. But, what else do you have? Oh, I did pick up, I finally finished the Kingpin Build-A-Figure. I don't know if I could fit his fat ass in here. Let's try to get him in here. There you go. Finally finished him. He's done. I'm actually going to use this version for my Shadow King whenever I get that head. I think Strident's going to send me the head. He had a whole debacle with his, I feel bad for him, a whole debacle with his Punisher Rider series figure. Like the leg broke, and then they sent him a new Professor X instead because they didn't have anything else in stock. And he's like, well, I didn't really want this or need it, but they sent it to me. So I was like, yo, I'll take that head. I need that head. So he's going to send me that, and then I'll have Shadow King. Some people are putting actually these like the Venom, Deluxe Venom black hands on their Shadow King, and I'm like, that doesn't really work. He kind of had normal hands for that look. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but whatever. What else? I have the Spider-Man animated series Kingpin, so that's going to be my regular Kingpin. I think that fits the mold a little bit better, to be honest with you. I haven't got too much else. I'll bring in. This is I gotta say, as far as comic book action figures go, this is probably one of Hasbro's best comic book action figures that they've done, and that's Kang the Conqueror. He's not the most well articulated. He doesn't have the best range of motion, but the sculpt and detail on him is top notch, and we don't get this. We normally will get some boring shit like this. And I actually was, looking forward to getting Falcon, but I got to be honest with you, he's a boring ass figure. I'm not going to lie. Same thing with Jocasta. Jocasta's boring as all hell. There's nothing really all that special to her. But this is the level of sculpting and detail that we should be getting from Hasbro, and we've just not been getting that. And it's just weird that all of a sudden out of nowhere we get this like amazing Kang the Conqueror figure, and then we get some lazy shit like Leader over there. It's like not a lot of sculpting, minimal detail, reused parts, a new head, and that's pretty much all you got with Leader there. But with Kang, it's an all new sculpt. The boots are all new sculpted. You can see the lines are sculpted in. Like, this is a very well thought out, well done, well processed figure. I don't really have any issues with him. His joints were a little bit tight when I first got him, and there's just like weird mold line on his hand. You probably can't see it. There it is. But it's not the end of the world. This is a really well done figure, even though it lacks some range of motion, and like I said, some articulation points are limited a little bit on him. But this kind of reminds me of the good old days with DCUCs, Not to say that they're any exception to reusing parts and bodies, but it gives off this Four Horsemen type action figure feel to them that Hasbro has not been a part of for years. So I'll give the devil his due when it's due, and I'll definitely say that's a very good Marvel Legend right there. I'm trying to think of what else I picked up. I think that might be about it. I'm picking up a lot of comics lately. I did pick up the Old Man Logan set, which I actually got on sale at Target. I got that on sale, and then I wanted to use this body for Matt Murdock, but I'm starting to think he's too skinny for Matt Murdock. You look at Buff Stuff over there, Buff Bagwell over there, Matt Murdock, and this head just did not fit this body. So maybe I'll use this for Hammerhead or something like that. But I got both of these sets on sale. Now, initially, both the 2 packs for some reason are now $50, which I've already gone down that road and explained why I think that's complete bullshit on Hasbro's part for upcharging, $25 per figure. Where the fuck are you getting these prices from all of a sudden? They're supposed to be $20 and now they're $25 each, and we're getting reused parts. There's a lot of reused parts with this. Yeah, it does come with a wheelchair, but so I can get a wheelchair from Ringside Collectibles for less than what I paid for this figure. This, and especially like the suited figures, these just don't feel like $20 figures. They feel like $15 figures, or maybe $10 figures, because it's just like a basic suit. I know that there's some new tooling right here with the little 3-piece suit vest look, but there's nothing really all that special here. This is the Shield agent body. It even has the same shoes. Same thing goes for Claw over here, and I'm just put the and I don't care about the X-Men movies either. We all know that I don't like those movies, if you know me. But these are the same legs. Like, it's the same regurgitated shit that we've got. I just plan on using these guys as like gangsters or whatever. But point being, I got these both on sale. For some reason, they put now listen to this. They put both of these sets marked at $29.99 instead of $50 or $49.99, and then I had a 25% off all toys coupon. So I really only paid what, $20 for them each. So I paid $40 for 2 sets, and I thought that was fair. I was like, really, what I'm getting here? I think that's pretty damn fair. I do plan on using the extra head from him. I see a lot of people doing this, but it just fits the mold so well. The alternate head for him, I'm gonna use for a Whistler. So I'm gonna go down that route and see what I can do as far as customization. Who else can I bring in here? There we go. We'll just bring her in here. Nimrod's already in his display, but I do have him. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of the movie figure or the movie Fox movie X-Men movies. Excuse me, I'm talking like a backwards idiot. But Magneto's one of my favorites, and this was $20, so it's not too much of a loss for me. The sculpt on him actually is pretty well done, especially on this torso piece. It's kind of like almost like a really softer, pliable plastic. It doesn't have really the best range of motion. The arms are kind of weird. They get stuck. Like, it's like they're hitting this area right here on the armor. So it's it's a little odd on him, but to have the Ian McKellen head, I think is fitting for him. But yeah, I just never was a really big fan of the X-Men movies, to be honest with you. Even the 2000, the first one, the second one, I was just like, ugh. It's like someone's version of the X-Men that don't know anything about the X-Men. And they have to like dumb it down to the most. It's like the most corporate version of the X-Men. Anything else? Nothing really else. I got Spy Master for dirt cheap. I got him for $7. The paint apps on him are atrocious. They're absolutely terrible once I got them in hand. I picked up the Living Laser for $7. Gray Gargoyle's dirt cheap too, so I picked him up for around the $7 price point. That's what pretty much these are all going for. You can get them for under $10, all 3 of those each. I'm trying to think what else. I did pick up some Black Widows, but I haven't even taken those out of the box, so I just haven't had time. I picked up the what was it? The Deadly Origins version. Let me back my camera up here really quick. Picked this one up, which is pretty decent. It's kind of looks a little bit plain Jane to me, but I do like that head sculpt. It does look good. And then I picked up the one I was really looking forward to, which this was scarce for quite a while, but the 90s looking Black Widow. Which comes like a jetpack and extra wrist stingers with smoke coming out of them. Extra hands, like I said, jetpack effects, stinger effects. Just a really well done figure. And normally I feel like they would have made this a deluxe figure or some shit, but it was $20, so no loss there. Except for the $20 I spent. But other than that, I'm trying to think if I picked up anything else. I do have a package coming from Big Bad Toy Store on Monday, so I finally get my Mandalorian. And speaking of Mandalorian, I wanted to discuss, kind of talk about the first 2 episodes. I don't know if you guys and gals have seen the first 2 episodes yet. Let me know. Woodman, how's it going, bud? I'm still waiting on my Beskar armor Mando. He should be, like I said, he should be coming Monday, which I'm pretty stoked about. But first 2 episodes, it's the second episode especially is starting to get a little bit more of a mixed review with the show. You know, some people love it, or some people dislike it, or not necessarily dislike it. They just kind of either calling it meh or boring. I don't think you could really categorize this show as being boring, though. I don't know if that's a thing, that you could categorize The Mandalorian as being boring. I think the pacing of Mandalorian does a really well job, and Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni do a pretty damn good job pacing the show. So I don't know how anybody could call it damn boring. But the first episode, I think, is better than the second episode. And I think a lot of reasons why people are so let down with the second episode was because the Boba Fett reveal at the end, and I think people were expecting Boba Fett to be in the next episode, and it's like, guys, you got to understand, like, that's not how things work, you know? That's not really how they're going to do things. If you think from even just a story perspective, why would they put Boba Fett in the second one and just, you know, do the reveal and then not build it up at all? Or, you know, it's not about Boba Fett. That's the thing. It's supposed to be about the Mandalorian and the child. So that's kind of the point of the show. And to be honest with you, I actually think I enjoy the character of the Mandalorian a lot more than Boba Fett. I mean, he's not even a Mandalorian to begin with. Neither was Jango Fett, to be honest with you. And as much as I dig Jango Fett because he's a badass, and I've read his comics and I know what about his character, I still think that this is the better character right here. I don't know. As far as what we know from Din Djarin. But the point I'm trying to make is that I think a lot of people got let down because there was no Boba Fett in the second episode. And I'm glad that they didn't do it. I think it's too soon to do it. I think it's something you save for either like the last episode, something like that. And then, like, what do you do? I don't know. What do you really do with that? Now that you've done it, you can't take it back, you know? He's now resurfaced as being alive in that universe, so I don't know. Personally, I just think they should have left well enough alone. Personally, I think there's entirely too much fan service, especially in the Star Wars universe. And I know I'm going to get somebody that says, "Well, the whole license is fan service." Yeah, 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 I get it, but to a certain degree, not there. It has to always be about the story and not about just some character you want to see because it's what you want. The story is supposed to be more important than the character at some point. You have your characters and they're important too, but the overall story is the most important. And it's cool that we see the things that we do in the show. Don't get me wrong. Like we saw what was R5 in the first episode for the second season, and you get little fan servicey nods like that in it, which you know in a galaxy far, far away where there's so many planets with so many different systems and all of this stuff, and I feel like he kind of Star Wars is really kind of stuck on stupid when it comes to just kind of doing the same old thing over and over again. It's like they can't get out of their own way. They have to start. You got to start coming up with some new stuff. Like as much as I love the Mandalorian show, it's nothing really all that new. It's it's kind of stuff that we've seen over and over again. It'd be nice to and I was just thinking about this the other day. It'd be cool if like we got some sort of like maybe buddy cop show, like maybe on Coruscant, something different. I know it's the same thing. I'm not talking Law and Order, or I'm not talking, CSI or anything like that. But I think it'd be cool to see like how does the police force run in the that universe. So there's got to be some sort of local police or something, and then you could see like kind of that criminal underworld, how that works, and you can introduce new characters each week. It'd be something different instead of just giving us a fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi story. It's just like we've been down this road. How many times do we need? How much more of Obi-Wan Kenobi do we need? His story has been told to the nth degree, beaten over our heads. Like, do we need to? What's next? We need to get his fucking story from when he was a toddler to when he was, joined the Jedi Order. Like, I just don't need that. I don't need any more content on a specific character. It's kind of the same thing with the Solo movie. Like nobody asked for that. We don't need it. It's just unnecessary stuff. Maybe characters that need to be fleshed out a little bit more. Like I guess as much as I said I don't really care about Boba Fett anymore. You could flesh some more stuff out on him. You could give us like a mini series or something short, sweet, to the point. End it over and done with. You told the story and that's it. I don't know how much left there is to tell about that story because we got the Clone Wars stuff with him, that character too, and then you got him in the original trilogy. How much more is left to tell? Unless you're going to do Shadows of the Empire, like everyone wants, but they won't do that because they're Disney and they're stubborn. They think they're better. Their stories are better than George Lucas's stories. But I just think from a marketing standpoint, for what you've already produced, this is your bread and butter right now. This is what's making you money. This is what people want. This is what people are interested in. And I think from the rumor mill, they wanted to do some sort of Boba Fett shoot off series or something like that, and hold off production on season 3 of this. And I'm like, I think that's a big fucking mistake if you do that. I'm taking that also with a grain of salt. I don't believe that they would do that, but I don't know. Personally, I thought episode 1, just going back to what I was saying, episode 1 was a solid introduction for the season. Sorry, I've got like acid reflux right now. I keep trying to like hold back my burp. I think, like I said, episode 1 was a good introduction. And I thought the cliffhanger with Boba Fett at the end was fitting. Everyone's been asking for it, so just like fucking just give it to them already, just so they shut up. So there's that. I think the second episode wasn't going to be, it was never going to be the greatest thing since sliced bread. You know, it's just not, that wasn't going to happen. It's going to be a filler episode. And I know that's tough pill to swallow for some people because they're like, well, we shouldn't be getting filler episodes with only eight or nine episodes, whatever they're going to do this season. I don't know how many episodes they're going to do. But if we're only getting 8 episodes, it's kind of hard to justify a filler episode. But in that same token, you have to understand that this is a journey. You know, this story with the Mandalorian is a journey, and journeys take time. You know, you don't just blow your wad all at once in 2 episodes and, you know, give the people what they want all the time. It's you got to build up to it. It's a point, you know. So I think the journey's more important than just seeing more Boba Fett randomly out of nowhere. That's just my opinion. But it would be nice to start seeing some different things out of the Star Wars universe that we would normally not see. I think Star Wars as a brand needs to branch out and do some stuff differently. I'm not saying go out there and do a sitcom, but do something a little bit different, you know, instead of like the constantly the same stuff. Like, I don't know. It's just same taste in my mouth. But that's just a little bit what I wanted to talk about. I tried to keep spoilers out of it, although I talked about Boba Fett, so I guess spoiler alert. But you did know, you're kind of noticing a trend within the first 2 episodes as well as last season, is that when they are doing a filler episode, they kind of throw a monster in there to kind of keep your attention. And it's like, okay, all right, you did 2 monsters in a row now, 2 weeks in a row. Can we do something else now? Enough with the damn monsters. I get it's cool, especially with the spider. The spider is actually a Ralph McQuarrie concept design that they used, I think, in the Clone Wars as well. But you know, it's a cool, cute little nod, and I picked that up. But I don't know. How much do we need another monster to make things interesting? I gotta be honest with you, Baby Yoda's kind of an asshole in that episode. Just kind of keeps eating the fucking eggs, and he's like, stop eating your fucking children, please. But you know, I guess that's kids for you. They're impulsive and they do stuff, especially a baby that doesn't understand the right or wrong. Kind of look at you weird, like, what the hell are you telling me? But yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on the Mando. Having IG-88 was good enough for me. IG-88? You mean IG-11 from the show? But let me know, Woodman. Yeah, IG-11. Yeah, I thought that whole story with the at the end of the season. I think that was what the last episode with IG-11. That was a well told story. It kind of opened Din Djarin up to kind of starting to trust at least some droids, and you can see that now with what was it, the first episode of this season. He started trusting the pit droids. Terry Turner, what's up, buddy? Juggernaut Jones, what's up? The milking of Boba Fett will never end now that especially now that he has returned. Yeah, I know that. I mean, people can't stop busting nuts in their pants over Boba Fett, but character-wise, there's not really like what I don't know. What else is there to tell? It's like everybody's got to get a fucking miniseries now, or you know. I get it. It just gets kind of old after a while, you know, when you start seeing the same old shit over and over again. that's why I was glad to see that. Yes, people are kind of getting two birds with one stone. And I was kind of glad that you're getting that with him. You know, people wanted a Boba Fett series and a Boba Fett movie, and when that got canned, I think a lot of people got pissed off. And I think at the time that they were going to do it, a Boba Fett movie would have made sense, way more sense than a fucking Solo movie. I don't know why they thought that we needed more Han Solo. I don't understand that. He was in 4 fucking movies. Why do we need another goddamn movie with Han Solo? But, you know, I keep going back to the well. So, but the point I was trying to make was that that's what you were getting with this guy was pretty much a Boba Fett show without Boba Fett in it. But now you got Boba Fett in it, so what the fuck do you do now? I will say this though, it is I'm pretty happy with the show. I look forward to it. Me and my girlfriend look forward to it every Friday, and it's like the major thing. We're like, ooh, Mando, let's watch Mando. So it's cool, and it seems like across the board people like it in general. I think it's the diehard fans that are starting to nitpick the shit out of it, and I mean really nitpick it. Like there's certain channels that are like, I don't know, it's not that good of a show anymore. I thought it was good, and no, the last 2 episodes were really boring, except for the Boba Fett reveal, and I'm like, I just don't understand how you call the fucking show boring, but it's beyond me. I guess it's beyond my logic. What's next? Birth of Jabba? I know, right? We'll do a Jabba the Hutt series next. Disney is going to milk that Star Wars cow dry and sell the bones. Glue factory? I know, right? I mean, it's one thing, and that's kind of Disney's forte, And I don't mean to go on a rant about Disney and Mandalorian forever, but or not even Mandalorian, just the Disney and Star Wars franchise. The problem with Disney with a lot of things, and you saw it with Power Rangers, is that Disney, when they acquire a license, they don't know what to do with it. Marvel is the exception. They actually had a plan, but I don't really think that was Disney's plan. Disney, it seems like they can't get out of their own way with Star Wars. They just can't quite figure it out. The sequel trilogy was a huge missed opportunity, and they dropped the ball repeatedly throughout each film. It just they every time they try something, it's just fan service, and it's overabundance of fan service. Like I was saying, I get, like, you want to use the argument that everything in Star Wars is fan service, which is ridiculous. It's, not everything in Star Wars is fan service. It was created by one person and elaborated on by others, but the people that are doing it now aren't doing a very good job unless it's The Mandalorian. I think The Mandalorian is the best thing that's come out of Disney since owning Star Wars. It's like, whoa, if that's the case. So I think it would be in their best interest to start doing something different. And I'm hearing things like there's going to be a Cara Dune series, and I'm like, that's nah. I mean, I love Gina Carano, and I want the best for her. I not saying this is not a knock against her, but I'm saying I don't give a shit about seeing a Cara Dune spin-off series. A lot of people like her, and I think that character is a great supporting character. I don't think having her character for a whole show makes all that much sense, and I'm not sure how many people give a shit about that. I don't know how many people are going to actually want to watch that. Like I said, no knock against Gina Carano, and I get she digs the character. She really digs the character. There's not really that, I don't know. It's just, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite because it is a new character, and I can't hate on that. But I don't know. What do I think of the new Joy Toy World War II figures? I think, I'm going to be honest with you, Juggernaut, I think it's a little bit too late on that one. Let me get these guys out of the way, because I'm done talking about that silliness. Like I said, don't get me wrong, I love the Mandalorian show. But talking about Joy Toy now, because I haven't been talking about that. I think they're too little too late on that one because, Marauders came out with their versions and their versions are pretty damn good. And I think they're around the same price point too. So, I mean, if you really wanted to get into the Joy Toy ones, I would say probably pull the trigger on the Joy Toy ones, depending on price point. I have not checked because I don't really have that much interest in getting any of those. The detail, the sculpt on them are much better than Marauders. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know what articulation is going to be like. I'm assuming it would be something similar to these gentlemen right here. But I think they're a little late to the game on the World War II stuff. I'm going to be honest with you. It's like the new cutesy thing to do is World War II figures. But the uniforms look really good. Like I said, the paint detail on them looks fantastic. Some of the faces look a little weird to me. They look a little too cartoonish. But I'm probably gonna. It's kind of a pass for me. I've been down the World War II stuff. I've got some World War II figures from Marauders, and I'm good on that. I got my little company, and I'm good. I'm mostly focusing on the more futuristic looking designs mixed with some modern stuff. If only Joy Toy make World War II vehicles, that would be interesting. Oh, yeah, Terry, I think it would. I mean, for those people that are really into the World War II stuff, I think it would help a lot. But I think I would like more of a focus on like the more dark source and crossfire stuff. Like I said, this stuff that they're doing right here. I think we should get more vehicles having to do with that. I know we got like what was it, the Vamp esque vehicle, and that's pretty much like sold out, I think. But I can't wait for their new mechs for 1/18 scale. Me too, Woodman. But yeah, I mean Terry, yeah, it does make sense. I mean, how many World War II stuff as far as 1/18 scale like vehicles do we actually have? It's not too many. I mean, you could probably get a Jeep, maybe a tank out of it. If Joy Toy makes a tank though, it's gonna be expensive. It's gonna be well over $100. So it's tough to figure that one out. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. The Has what was it? The HasLab fucking Razor Crest, the overpriced Razor Crest. Like somebody explain to me if I'm missing something here. It's not 6-inch scaled, correct? It's 1/18 scaled. That was a rhetorical question. I know it's 1/18 scaled. It's 1/18 scaled. Unless the fucking thing is made of metal, what's the $350 for? Well, because it comes with a figure and Baby Yoda. Because it comes with some carbonite statue-esque figures. I don't even know if you can call those figures. Because the door's open. I don't know. Does it fly on its own for $350? Because I'd like to know. What, you don't want to spend $500 for a Target Falcon? No, I don't. And like I'm glad I don't really collect 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures. Thank God I don't, because I'd be really pissed off if the only Razor Crest available in that scale for me to collect is $350 fucking dollars. Where's the money going? To what? Where's that? You're gonna tell me that a Sentinel's $350 and fucking Unicron's $350, and where we were getting this number from? Where's the $350 going into this ship? Oh, it comes with a display stand. Ooh. Okay. You can get those on eBay for like $20. Hey Andy, what's going on, bud? I have Star Wars 3 3/4 inch Star Wars figures, and it pisses me off. I mean, I have Star Wars 3 3/4 inch figures. You guys have seen it in my collection, my old room, my old house back in Buffalo. You've seen those videos where I have the cantina set up and I have the Jabba's palace set up. Yeah, I have some too. I don't get where the $350 is coming from. Like I said, unless it's made of fucking metal, I don't know. Unless it comes like a little like remote, so the doors open up on their own via remote. But it just looks like a toy that would be a Target for like maybe $100. It doesn't look all that great to me. I just don't get it. And like the design of the Razor Crest to begin with is a very simplistic design. It looks like something from the, I don't know, the Clone Wars era or the prequels era. And it's supposed to because it's from that era. It's pre-Empire, but it's kind of a plain Jane design. It really is. It kind of looks like a Clone Wars gunship with two big engines on each side. You'll be better off my own with a 3D printer. You'll be better off on your own with a 3D printer. Yeah, I know, right? Funny Big Bad Toy Store has it listed for $500. If that's just Big Bad Toy Store, they're retarded. I've Big Bad Toy Store's prices are just there's no rhyme or reason behind it. They just do shit. So I had $20 figures, $22.99 on there. It's like, what? Unfortunately, sometimes I have no choice but to order from that place. But like with the Beskar armor, I can't find that anywhere in store. And I'm still kind of pissed off about the whole Walmart exclusive Mandalorians, the Loyalist and the Super Commando. They were sold out within a day in my area, like the entire, like I want to say 25-mile radius. They're sold out everywhere. So yes, yeah, Andy, we're talking about the Razor Crest. It's hot shit, hot drizzling shits. The hot drizzling shits, which is the worst kind of shits. You don't even get you started on exclusives. I know, right? It's just store exclusives. I think are more frustrating than regular like Comic-Con exclusives. Because a Comic-Con exclusive, I just laugh at now. I'm just like, oh, that'll just have a regular release. I'll just wait. No big deal. Because then there's an availability there. Store exclusives like Walmart and Target that are terrible at everything. They never get enough, or they get enough and it's like a month late, and then they don't, like, there's no telling anybody that there's no rhyme or reason behind it. They just stock it when they get it, and that's it. And you go to check on it, or an employee's holding it for himself, or some bullshit's always going on with store exclusives. It's like the store exclusives are harder to get than San Diego Comic-Con exclusives now. You were able to get that Ahsoka, but not the Loyalist Mando. Yeah, all the Mandalorians they're gone because scalpers are scooping them up, and they know the Mandalorian show's the hottest shit right now, and they're trying to capitalize on that. So, if you go on eBay, if you go on eBay, because I was like, well, maybe I'll find one for like $30 on eBay. I can get behind like $30, if you want to make a little profit, and then, the cost for shipping is like $7 or $5 or $7, that's fine. That's not a big deal to me. I'll pay for it if I really, really want something. Normally, I won't pay. I will not pay past $30 for a figure. For a $20 figure, excuse me. But you go on eBay and there's an abundance of them on there. There's what was it? I counted. There's 48 different. I think there was 48 for the Super Commando, 48 different auctions, and some of them had multiples in each auction. So there's more than at least 100 on there available for purchase. But the problem is that they're $50 or more. The Loyalist goes for $50 or more, just the cheapest one on there. And then I think the Super Commando is stuck around that $35 price point, and I'm just like, I don't know, I can't do that. I can't do that. It's still a figure that's priced at $18.84 at Walmart. It's hard to justify that $35. It really is. What was it? I think I saw one for $30, and I was like, I can't justify that, right? I just can't do it. It's just too much. You also look at GameStop exclusives, and now I think GameStop's finally catching up with their own shit because I pre-ordered Darth Nihilus, and then bills happen, so I had to cancel those pre-orders. And since then, the website's been sold out of them. They were on back order. Now I just got a shipping notification the other day, so I was like, I don't know what's GameStop's doing. It's like they can't catch up with their own selves. But so it's a very weird time when, and I've said this in multiple different videos, where overseas stuff is shipping faster than continental U.S. stuff. I just don't understand it. I don't get it. It's probably less drivers, maybe people getting laid off. I don't know. Yeah, it's a GameStop exclusive A&D. Yep, the Darth Nihilus one. And that's the funny thing is I saw so many people, and I thought it's actually a good-looking figure. I saw so many people just dissing the shit out of it, and then all of a sudden it's sold out everywhere. I'm like, you guys are such fucking hypocrites. Oh my God. I'm surprised GameStop is still alive. I think there was somebody going to actually purchase GameStop if it did go under, and I think that they're staying afloat somehow. I don't know how. But very odd. Very odd. I'll give you guys an up-close personal look at these. This guy we've pretty much seen a bunch of different times before, at least the head sculpt. This head sculpt is reused on the, where is he? It's not the U.S. Marine Corps one. This was used on the recon team. He was it was a little bit darker shade of a face. I think he was like I don't know, Latino or. But this is a regular, just Caucasian-looking face. A lot of people seem to like this as the best guy in the set, and I'm like, how could you do that? It just, I don't know. There's a lot of reused parts here, though. I mean, we're starting to see that with Joy Toy. It's starting to frustrate me a little bit. The legs are reused. We've seen them dozens of times. The arms are reused. We've seen them dozens of times. This tack vest is reused. I'm pretty sure the AR he has here is a new sculpt. And that's nice that we got a new sculpt with the rifle, and I'm pretty sure all three of these rifles are a new sculpt. But a lot of the stuff is reused with this set, and I was kind of like, oh, a little let down. Like this tack vest we saw with the Paladin figure. The scarf, obviously, we've seen with the, what was it, Hell's 3-pack. I mean, it looks great, and I dig the new head sculpts for Delta Force, and it's cool that we got these little binoculars and such. And there's a new sculpt for the AR with a grenade launcher, M203. attached. That's nice to have. I mean, I don't mind getting some of the modern stuff, the current looking figures. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea. I don't really mind getting them because I think I guess I thought I was gonna get something a little bit more unique than some reused parts, but I dig the new weapons. The sculpt on them looks really good. The head sculpt looks good on this. I like it. Both these two. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys can let me know what you guys think about this. They look a little on the Arabic side. Both head sculpts. They don't and I don't have a problem with that. There's a lot of Arab Americans. I don't have an issue with that. It doesn't bother me, but they do look very Arabic. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But this is like a cool little laptop computer. So that's Delta Force there for you. Oop, oh, and there they go. Come here, you little turkey. Get back into... all right, Phantom X, just take a nap. The exosuits... Oh, God, now everybody's falling over. The exosuits on these guys look really good. Nice paint detail. I know, right, Dominoes? And there they go. Mike, oh, good Lord. Here we go. And, oh, my God. Every time I put one up, one falls down. And this guy's a little bit back heavy, too, because that backpack is so tough. Knocking Michael Morbius all over the place. Knocking Mike over. I wanna be like Mike. If I could be like Mike. You guys remember that song? I wanna be like Mike. All right, leader's gonna take a nap over there. Hopefully they're picking him up. Oh, I know, Juggernaut. He does look just like Tom Cruise. I think I actually called him Tom Cruise in my review. But his head, doesn't this guy's head look a little teeny? He's got them big old childbirthing hips, and then he's got this teeny little head. The Wandering Earth set is cool. They cost a little bit more based on the Netflix movie. Yeah, I saw that. The movie's really good. It's actually better than I thought it was going to be. I just can't get behind that price. No, there's absolutely no way, no chance in hell I'm paying all that money for reused exosuits. Sorry, not gonna get me there. No. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. No. So I'm not paying $93 for 3 figures. That's just not happening. I wouldn't pay $93 for 3 6-inch figures, so. Still better than Acid Rain figures, in my opinion? Absolutely. 100% agree, yeah. Acid Rain figures don't hold a candle to Joy Toy. They're not even in the same category. Well, maybe I shouldn't say that. They're in the same category. They're not in the same league. Joy Toy just does it better across the board. I do have Betty, too. Betty is... I don't think I took Betty even out yet. I just haven't gotten to her. Where is Betty? Betty, you better break yourself, fool. I just popped my hip. That hurt. Where are you at? Here she is. There's Betty. Oh, Betty. Betty Boop. She comes with the Skull Warriors. I can't remember the hell name of that 3-pack. What the hell is the name of that 3-pack here? The Bone Skull, I think, 3-pack. She comes with the same helmet as that. These guys also come with these helmets, these Viper helmets. And they also come with one Bone Skull helmet as well. I'm not really sure why they didn't give her a Viper helmet too. And they also gave her a reused gun that we've seen before. It's the same gun that... not this gun. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about Betty. We've seen this gun with the what you call it? The police 5-pack that came out. So we've seen that gun quite a bit. I dig the head sculpt on her though. It looks really good. I'll just take her out. What the hell am I even doing here? Just take her out, Anthony. What the fuck? Get your shit together. So you're not just staring at her through plastic and it looks stupid. Toys are meant to be played with, so we take her out of the package. Damn it. Come on, buddy. Come on out. Come on out. I say you come on out. Come on out to play. Hey, 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 hey. Looks like she comes with a Glock. Looks very Glockish. Come on. I'll get this stupid helmet out of here. She also comes with an extra set of hands. Because, yeah, she has like kind of like 2 more gripping hands she comes with. Let me bring her out and about here. Because I haven't really talked about Joy Toy in a while. I did a couple Marvel Legends reviews, and there are a couple Black Series figures that I wanted to review, but, you know, Joy Toy. That's a special thing when you get a Joy Toy figure you're pumped about. I did pre-order that redhead that came out from the... It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic... damn it, what the hell's the name of that show? It was like a show, and it's like a post-apocalyptic zombie type show, where the redheaded girl is kind of like a... She's kind of like a, I don't know, like a badass, sort of. Can't remember the name of the damn show. Does anybody know the name of that damn show, please? Yes, the one that looks like CoverGirl. What the hell's the name of that show? Terry, you got to know the name of that show, dude. I've watched it. I've actually watched it. What the fuck website did I watch that on? Sorry, I'm trying to pose this gun in her hand, and it's just not wanting to cooperate. So give me a second. You have plenty to look at there. But I'm trying to think of that show. It's like, it's animated. And it's not like your normal zombies. They kind of like ingest your soul. And then you become like one of those like zombies too. And like I think the first 2 episodes take place at like a was it a football stadium? There's like zombie football players and stuff. And they definitely don't give a shit about killing characters off in that show too. Oh my god, this hand sucks, man. This is like Hasbro bad. Ugh. I gotta switch her hand out. This fucking hand blows. So this hand she's got, it's just, ew. It's the drizzling shits, kind of. So I'm going to switch this out and see if that'll fix it. Fix the issue here. Just holds it a little bit better with this hand. But it's not like getting the finger on the trigger like I want. She's just kind of holding it. Let's see how it works. No exosuit. I just said don't come off. No exosuit. So you got to talk to your exosuits, you know? You got to say, hey, listen, You're an exosuit and I'm a human being. You're going to listen to me. Okay? You're going to do what I tell you. If you don't, then guess what? I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that. I'm starting to lose it. All right, this hand kind of blows too, but we'll work with it. We'll work within the system. She is just not wanting to hold this fucking rifle. I think it's just the way that it's set up. So she's got this extra set of hands. It's just like a regular gripping hand, but there's no trigger finger. What you can do is you can take a little knife and kind of detach the index finger from the middle finger. It's not the end of the world. What I usually like to do that for splitting fingers, especially with 6-inch fingers, is grab one of these little cutters, and then you simply just go like this. And then it helps out a ton. It really does. Try to be careful. Try not to cut anything else off. There you go. And see, now it's separated. There we go. I think that was a pretty decent cut. Let's see if I fucked it up. It's a little bit messed up. Not perfect the way I wanted it, but it'll do its job. Nope, not gonna do its job. The other hand does have a trigger finger on it, but it's not working that great. Like it's very flimsy. The can't talk. The thumb is very flimsy on it, and it's not wanting to settle on the gun properly. And the thumb keeps popping out. It's driving me up a wall. Come on, pal. Stop fighting me every chance you get. Alright, she's going to be in some basic bitch pose. There's nothing I can do about it right now. I'm just trying to show off the damn figure, and I'm just sitting here struggling with it. I'm just not feeling this hand. Not feeling it. And when you try to get her, like I said, you try to get her hand in the hole, it's just like this rifle blows, just sucks for her. So I'm just probably going to give her something else. And this thumb sucks donkey dicks. So, goodbye. Anyway, the figure itself, though, looks good. I think this is one of the better female head sculpts that they've given us. Some of these female head sculpts that they're coming out with are woof. A little bit woof. And I'm talking Hasbro woof. You know, Hasbro's not very good at doing 3 3/4 inch female head sculpts. So, but I think this is a better one. This is a much better looking one. She's obviously got some like futuristic looking, like Vanilla Ice style. No, not really Vanilla Ice. I'm just being generic when I say that. But she's got some lines in her head. She looks cool though. Like I said, I think it's one of the better females that we've got. And just to kind of point out some of the bad ones, let me just get a couple. Okay, so from the Perrin company, the Perrin 3-pack. Ugh, I hate this head sculpt. The hair looks horrible. She's got like a 5 head. The face just looks very plain, and there's not a lot of detail on it. I don't know. I'm just not feeling this. I think it's a bad head sculpt. And then you look at this, and it's night and day better. I just don't know what they were thinking with this head sculpt. Ugh. Every time I look at it, it looks like I don't know, like a porcelain doll. I just can't stand it. Ugh. So maybe I'll get a different female head sculpt and put one on there. But this is much better looking. The legs are the same as Parent Company, so getting the same legs recycled. Obviously, the vests are different. The arms are the same. The armor on the arms are different, obviously, but the arms themselves are the same. The exosuit does work pretty well. It seems like there's a lot more gapping with the females because they're a little bit smaller, but that's not the end of the world, you know. So here's the back of the figure in case you're inquiring. And then here's her with her helmet on. Her helmet actually fits really well. The other Vipers, it doesn't fit as well because I think they're using a newly sculpted helmet, excuse me. But I think it looks pretty good. Like I said, this is the difference in between the two. So I think I like this helmet a little bit better. I just wish it kind of fit on the head a little bit easier. It does kind of jiggle around a little bit, so there's a little bit of gapping issue there. It doesn't seat on the head as snugly as you'd like. That's all. Oop, I'm knocking people over. That's on me. But yeah, you know, there is Betty and the Vipers and all that jazz. I still have to do the Perrin Company 3-pack review. I have to do. I don't know. I'm starting to think that since they use so many parts. Let's get that head sculpt out of here. Since they use so many parts together, I might just do 2 at once. I think it just makes the most sense. And I'll just go over like the different paint detail and such between the two. Other than that, I haven't really got much else from Joy Toy. It's just pretty much been these 2 sets, and that's been about it for a while. I'm looking over at my Joy Toy setup, and I don't think I see anybody I'm skipping over. I don't think so. Until that 3-pack with the CoverGirl redhead look-alike figure comes out, with the Keelhaul look-alike figure also is what I'm calling it. He's more of a realistic-looking Keelhaul as opposed to the terrible Hasbro one that we got that looks emaciated and weird. But yeah, there's some cool stuff to look forward to. I'm really looking forward to the armored up ones that they just revealed the other day. I don't know if you guys checked those out. I don't have my iPad with me, so I would share it with you all. But if you go on the Joy Toy Facebook page or their Instagram, they revealed photos, what was it, I think about a day or so ago. And those figures look really good. I like the entire design. I don't mind the Mandalorian-esque helmets. I mean, really, the Mandalorian-esque helmet is actually based off of a Knight's helmet, and I can get behind that. And a Knight's helmet, I think, is actually based off of an old Spartan warrior helmet, so it goes further back than that. So they're, you know, I don't mind that. I mean, there's going to be some of that, that nuance to the figures. it doesn't really bother me at all that they're doing those style helmets for the figures. But the leg armor looks really good on those. I dig all the color schemes. They don't bother me at all. Yeah, Woodman. I know the Wasteland the male figure in the Wasteland set has the Mandalorian helmet also. A Mandalorian. I'm not saying it's the Mandalorian helmet, but it looks like a Mandalorian helmet. But I think it looks good regardless. You know, Dime Novel Legends has a Wild Bill lookalike head sculpt for one of its figures. Nice, man. I would actually I would like I would like so much to be able to do a full Tombstone OK Corral shootout scene, but those figures just cost entirely too much money. I can't justify I money that I could put into a Joy Toy figure set into a $35 Marauders esque figure. I just can't do it. I can't justify that. They look cool. Don't get me wrong, and like I love Wild West stuff. I picked up a couple of them. I got the Quigley Down Under lookalike. I got the Wyatt Earp lookalike and the Django lookalike. I got those three, and I got the Bartender also. And I picked up a couple of those barrel sets. I can't get into that line. It's just I'd rather just spend the money into this, and I feel like I'm getting more, getting better paint detail, better articulation, better range of motion. You know, some of those figures can't even look down the sights of their rifles. You know, so it's kind of a tough sell for me at least. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. If they were cheaper, if they were, you know, at least if you could pick up a figure for like 18 or 20 bucks, that's what I think they're worth. $35 is like yikes. I can't I can't justify that. I don't know. That's 3 3/4 inch figure. I don't know. That's tough. I mean, it's even a tough sell for me on some Joy Toy figures when they're like 35, 40 bucks. I'm like, yikes. That's like, whoa. I've gotten some SH Figuarts figures for 45 bucks. That's getting in that territory. I don't know. Old school Shinobi, what's up? Hey, did I mention the Lone Ranger lookalike Dime Novel Legends figure? I did not. I did see that. I did see it, and I saw the horse, and it looks good. It looks cool, and all. But yeah, he's an expensive one, and I don't know if I'm not really all that into the Lone Ranger like that. But I did see it. It looks cool. Oh no, I'm thinking of Zorro. Never mind. And that's not even done by Dive Novel Legends. I know what you're talking about. Never mind. But yeah, the Lone Ranger I think goes for the most. Now I'm with you. I was like on La La Land for some reason. I considered that briefly in case I want to collect the Hacks heroes coming out with Zorro, Zartan, or Zartan, Tarzan, Flash Gordon. Yeah, they're also coming out. I did pre-order the Boss Fight Studios Phantom figure. That I really want. So there's the Phantom coming out. Who else? Oh, I can't think of anybody else who's coming out. I know there's a couple websites that have the Larry Hama figure for pre-order now. It's not as an elitist thing anymore. Yeah, the Phantom's pretty cool. I think his daughter actually comes out too, the female Phantom. They're also releasing her. The Black Cowboy from Dime Novelist just looks like Bass Reeves. Okay. All right. Take it easy, there, Woodman. I was gonna wrap it up anyway. I just wanted to kind of just shoot the shit with you all and just hang out for a little while. And I don't know if there's really anything else really to talk about. I did pick up. I finally got from the. Or I shouldn't say I finally got. Dorkside Toys is pretty good about delivering stuff. He does look like Bass Reeves. You're right. The guy who's the Lone Ranger was loosely based on. Yeah. Just got into Joy Toy myself. Amazing figures. Yeah, they're awesome. They're a lot of fun. Saw my review on the Acid Rain figures and decided not to get them. It's probably a good idea. If you're going to put money into 3 3/4 inch figures and you want high scaled detail and articulation, range of motion stuff, I would definitely go with these. Are much more reliable also as far as longevity goes, so you don't have to worry about them falling apart. I've had like at least 3 Acid Rain figures just fall apart on me, or just break right out of package, just out of nowhere. But Dorkside shipped my Doctor Doom exclusive, Doctor Doom, or whatever the hell they're doing, that exclusive Fantastic Four packaging, which I actually hope they continue to do, because I would love just a Fantastic Four line. Because I'm a big Fantastic Four fan. I know a lot of people don't like the Fantastic Four and they call them boring. I love the Fantastic Four. It was like one of the first teams besides the X-Men that I read. I read the Fantastic Four before I read any Avengers comics. So, yeah, they are. They're chunky, or they're brittle. The plastics are they feel sandy. That's I think the best comparison I can make. They feel like they're made of like grains of sand. You know, it's very odd texture that those figures have. And I picked up the Target exclusive Storm X-Men fig today after seeing your video. Yeah, it is a fantastic, like, that's the best Storm figure ever made, hands down. And I love the Jim Lee look for her, but I think that's always kind of been my favorite look for her. Playing that arcade game and the giant size X-Men look, it looks so good. And I think that's everything that she comes with is stuff that she needs to come with, you know? Yes. Yes. The Dave Cockrum design. I'm trying to think what else. I haven't picked up any Power Rangers stuff lately. Like I said, I got the redone head for Dino White Ranger. I just got this head today too. So the new head fits, it's so much better. My God, everything that you see here as far as the outlining black for the eyes here and going towards the mouth, none of that black existed on the original release. So if you contacted Hasbro, sent them a reference number, a picture with the figure that you actually own it, they ship this out to you free of charge, and they apologize for the mistake. So I have to thank Hasbro for that, but it's kind of on them that they didn't give us this amount of quality to begin with. So they're kind of, well, I can be happy that they're taking care of their customers and deciding to do that. It's also still their fault for doing it. It's like you want to be happy about it, but they still messed it up. I'm trying to think of what figures I've been pleasantly surprised with. That Kang figure, I'm definitely pleasantly surprised with. Like I say, I haven't gotten too many Black Series figures. Well, I'm trying to think what else I did get. Oh, I got the gamer, whatever the frig you call it, Scout Trooper from the Fallen Order. He comes with that baton with like a energy effect on it, which is pretty cool that they're actually doing that energy effect. And I also picked up the Purge Trooper finally. Got those for regular retail, both of them. They were just sitting at GameStop. And actually I had, what was it, $10 off. So I got $5 off each, and they actually sold them to me for $20 instead of $22.99 like they normally try to do. Joe Costa looks cool. Yeah, I mean, they did some sculpting on her. She's just kind of, I don't know. I mean, she just, yeah, this is her design, the booty. This is on the Black Cat body mold, so that's good. When I got her, her arms were so stiff, I thought that they were gonna snap off. So I had to put her in boiling water. I was like, I'm not messing with that. And I'm usually really, really, really careful with my figures. Like I don't force stuff joints that don't want to go anywhere. Definitely a Monet, yes. Well, you know, Ultron's girlfriend that he based off of Janet Dine. So she's okay. She's just kind of blah for me. Same thing with Falcon. He's kind of blah for me. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. And that's also not really his classic look. That's kind of more of his Avengers Assemble look. So I'm like, meh, you know. Thunderstrike, I thought they did very good job on that. I just wish it kind of came with an extra head that's just neutral instead of him scream face all the time, you know. Scream face, you know. Found an amazing 18-inch Fury and Growling Chewbacca on Blowout at Ollie's for $24. Cool. Up close, maybe not so much. What else? The Old Man Logan figure looks pretty good. That came in the 2-pack with him. It's pretty good. What else? I don't really think there's anything else. Like I said, I haven't gotten any Lightning Collection figures. Other than I got Zeo Tommy. I found the Zach Black Ranger when he had the dreads, which is good because I needed a regular one. I have the exclusive one, but I was like, come on, man, why wouldn't you just release the damn regular one first? You know? I think that's about it. I haven't really done much else. I've been picking up some Spider-Man villains. Picked up A-Bomb from the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive one. Because I like the paint deco better. I just like the plain green. I'm trying to think what else. I know as soon as I finish the video, I'll be like, oh yeah, and talk about that. Huh. I love this Spider-Man figure. I'm not even a big Spider-Man fan, but this is a wonderful figure. Even with the kind of crappy ball-jointed head that he has, which I'm not a big... I just hate ball joints. I hate ball-jointed heads with no hinge. It just... Ugh. Ugh. I just don't like them. I just... Ugh. You know? But this is a very good figure. The only thing I wish he had was wall-crawling hands. And then he would be, I think, the go-to Spider-Man. Or if they really wanted to fucking impress me, they could have given me suction cup hands so I could suction cup him to my refrigerator. Like the old school one did. But yeah, I think that's about it. Do I collect Mezco? I saw about a Gomez Bruce Lee and a Doc Nocturnal, which looked amazing. You got A Andy said. Hold on, one second, A Andy. As far as Mezco stuff, I don't collect them anymore. It's out of my price range. I have too many other lines I'm collecting at one time, and I can't afford $80 to $90 to $100 per release. And I I don't really have the confidence in Mezco figures that I would just a $20 figure from like Marvel Legends or the Black Series or even Joy Toy. I don't have the confidence that those figures are going to hold up over time, so therefore I just won't collect them anymore. I won't do it. I'm not a seamstress, and I don't know how to sew. And once seam starts splitting and once cloth starts breaking down, it's not a pretty sight. And there's just a blank body underneath those, and they just it never ends up well for Mezco figures. I can't personally get behind spending a $80 to $100 on a figure that's probably not going to last. I don't know. I don't know. I've seen brand new Mezco figures just seam splitting and disasters. So, Andy said you got the Django and Akbar at GameStop today. Nice, man. I want to pick up that Akbar and that Django. So I'll have to keep an eye open for them. I didn't see them at the one GameStop I have, but I might have to check another one once I get paid. Good to know. I'll keep that in mind about Mezco. I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. You know, old school Shinobi. I know a lot of people are that'll only collect Mezco figures, and I have some. I have Blade. I have a few. I have Shazam. I have a couple, but I don't. I just don't have the confidence in them that a lot of people call them the Hot Toys of 6-inch figures. I don't think I'd go that far. I don't really think they're on a Hot Toys level. Hot Toys seem like they're going to last a lot longer than a Mezco figure would. So until they start getting their, I don't know, better durable, thicker cloth materials down, I just, no. Can't do it. But like I said, if you want to do it, go for it. I wouldn't say that it's $100 for junk. I just don't see the longevity in the figure. And if I buy something that I enjoy, like there's a reason why I have a bunch of DC. I have every single DC UC figure ever made, and there's a reason why I have a ton of Marvel Legends because I think that they'll stand the test of time. There's a reason why I've slowed down on buying Neca figures because the longevity on Neca figures just isn't there anymore, and their quality control sucks, and their customer service sucks, and Mezco's customer service sucks. So I'm just gonna warn you there too. That's another thing. I have no Mezcos, but I saw about these on comics website and I was intrigued. Yeah, I mean, I just be forewarned that their customer service is not very good. They're not very good at replacing parts. They, what was it? Even Strident had a hard time. Even Strident had a hard time trying to get a replacement part. He actually had to, I think, find them on Instagram and talk to them, some customer service representative on Instagram. So it's not an easy thing trying to get a hold of them because they won't answer anything on their website. So it's pretty stupid, if you ask me. But same thing with Neca. Neca is notoriously really bad with customer service. I mean, a lot of that's kind of like the ongoing thing. It's like a lot of toy companies have have egos. It's like, oh, they're gonna buy it anyway, so we'll just put out mediocre shit. I gotta say this: Joy Toy has some of the best customer service I've ever seen for a toy company. If you have an issue, you contact them right away, and they ship shit right over, no questions asked. I've never had an issue with the Joy Toy figure, even with a breakage issue. Oreo. Well, I don't like the sound of any of this. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you have any questions, I mean, I'll steer you the right direction. I'm all about fair game. If something's good, trust me, I'll let you know. If something's bad, I'm gonna let you know too. Never had to call customer service about any toys, but I can see Joy Toy. I can see Joy Toy being brittle of joints, not treated carefully. As long as you, some people like to use hot water. What I like to do is I'll use hot water on a Marvel Legend all day, every day. I'll use hot water on a Black Series figure. I don't really like using hot water on Joy Toy figures. I like to use a heat gun on those. So if you have like a hair dryer or a heat gun, I would use it, especially with Marauders figures. I think it's just 3 3/4 inch figures. I like using the heat gun a little bit better, or hair dryer, blow dryer, whatever you call it, on 3 3/4 inch figures because the joints are a little bit smaller, and I don't know. There's just something about dipping a 3 3/4 that, and you don't lose any parts by putting them in a boil of water. Sometimes people like to boil water in a sink and drain it, but for some reason, I don't know why. It's just maybe a personal preference thing with me, but I like to use a hair dryer or a heat gun or whatever on Joy Toy figures. But I usually will heat them up. All the Joy Toy figures I get, I'll heat them all up as soon as I get them out of package. Betty actually didn't have any issues yet. She seems pretty good. I have not had really anything break on me from a Joy Toy figure since some of their early releases. I'm talking like a year and a half ago when they started like pumping out 3 3/4 inch figures. I want to say I've never really had a major issue. Dusty, be quiet. I've never really had a major issue with anything like majorly breaking. And on top of that, Joy Toy figures always usually come with extra joints and stuff. They usually will give you like, here, let me, perfect example. With the Delta Force figures, they give you this little tackle box, right? And you open up the tackle box, and there's all these extra like pin arm sockets, knee joints, all this stuff. So if anything breaks, you just pop a new joint on. Now with the holsters and stuff, some of the holsters will come off, but you can just super glue them right back on. It's not. It takes 2 seconds to do, and I'll even show you some super glue that I would recommend you use, which is the Loctite Precision Pen. This is like some of the best stuff you can use for 3 3/4 inch gluing. And then glue them. And once I've glued them, I've never had an issue, ever. So if you have any loose parts that you can't get in a certain area where you want them to be, or if a holster falls off, or one of these like little pouches falls off, you can always just glue them back on, and they just stay. It's not the end of the world, really. Not all microwaves are equal. I have a holster break off in the thigh. It was smooth, clean break, easy gluable. Yes, exactly. Some super glue gel. Yeah, if you get they sell these everywhere. They sell these you can get these at Walmart. You can get these at Walgreens. Walgreens has a bunch of them. I usually stock up a bunch of those because they're just easier to work with, easier to use, I've had some issues with Joy Toy backpacks. I've had actually a few issues with their backpacks. This is one I just had to glue. And this is off one of the, I want to say, one of those older 5 packs. But they did reuse this backpack quite a bit. So, and the point that it broke off was up here, right there. And then I just had to glue it back. It's fine now. Like, I can even hold it like this, and it doesn't fall off or snap off. But eventually that is not going to hold. That glue's going to give, and it's going to come off. But it's not, it's not the end of the world, I guess. But I rarely will have an issue with a Joy Toy figure. Ooh, I'm yawning like a madman. I know it's much better quality, but it almost looks like the backpacks came with Remco G.I. Joe knockoff back in the day. Yeah. The sculpt on them looks really good. I'm not. They should have come out with a more of a rubbery style plastic, a thicker rubbery style plastic for the shoulder straps. So, you know, we'll see what happens in the future. Who knows? Joy Toy does get better year by year. So, and they've only really been releasing 3 3/4 inch figures for the last like 2 years. They've been around a lot longer than you think. They've been around longer, I think, longer than 10 years, but they haven't really been doing 3 3/4 inch figures. They just started maybe about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So it wasn't even that long ago. So, but they do improve. I'll say this, from the first set of figures that they came out with, from the what was it? The South Africa figures, and what was it? Some of the mercenaries, even that old body style. That old body style wasn't very good. Their new trio on pre-order looks great. I would like to see more 1/18 scale mechs. Yeah, they're going to start coming out with more. They came out with the Freeman mech. They're definitely going to come out with more down the line. It's just where the market is now, with especially with Joy Toy figures in general. I still dig the 1/24 scale mechs, and I have a few, because I like to use those as like drones. Even though the figures can't fit in the cockpit, I just keep the cockpit shut the whole time, and I use those as drones. So, or AI, I'll use them as like a artificial intelligence mech, like it's its own character. And then I'll use like the Freeman mech that fits the 1/18 scale figures as an actual mech. For photography purposes, you can fudge the scale with those. Yeah, absolutely. And like I think it's cool that you have different sized mechs also, so they're not all the same size. But they're coming out with a 1/18 scale mech. I think they're going to come out with a couple. They're going to be well over $100, though. They're probably going to be like 115, $120, like the Freeman mech was. I haven't even gotten any Transformers, really. And that whole Transformers Ironhide 2-pack with, what was it, Prowl fiasco, where it sold out. Oh my God, look how cute this man is. Hello, sir. How you doing? He's just staring at me. Hi, bud. You tired? You want to go to bed? Okay, we'll go to bed soon. That's Dusty, by the way. What was I saying? Oh, the Ironhide Prowl 2-pack. That whole fiasco. What was it? I had it pre-ordered, and yet again, I had bills to pay. So adios, muchacho. I canceled the order. I go back like 2 days later, and everything sold out. I'm like, what? That was like 2 days. What the fuck? 2 days, and it sold out. I mean, it's an Amazon exclusive, so I'm like, I don't know how the hell it sold out that quickly. Holy shit. It's crazy. But, yeah, I haven't really messed with any Transformers. I still have not shipped my, what was it, Omega Supreme and Scorponok. I still have yet to ship that damn thing. I think I'm just kind of waiting for the room for it, I'm also in the process of selling my house back in Buffalo. So, and we're going to build more onto the house here. So it's like a whole process. So I can't do much until I have the room. And I don't want to bring stuff here until I have the room. So there's that. I'm digging some of the non-franchise pieces here and there. I have so many old school Motu Transformers, etc. I want something if it's a new, just phenomenal sculpt. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm always impressed with like something different and new, you know, to like the same old franchises over and over again. Um, I haven't even been collecting really wrestling figures lately. I mean, I think the last wrestling figure I got was Greg the Hammer Valentine, and what was it? The Ultimates, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. I haven't been really collecting any wrestling figures lately. I still haven't even gotten an AEW figure. It's crazy. Don't laugh, but I ordered the NECA Ultimate Gizmo from Gremlins. I thought it was an awesome figure. Yeah, you know, I actually had that Ultimate one, and then my ex-wife actually burned it by accident. It wasn't meant to be burned. She, she burned the hand, so I had to like just. I was just like, I'm just gonna throw it out. It's fine. I'll just throw it out. So it's while she was my wife at the time. It was before she became the ex, so it wasn't anything out of malicious intent or anything. She was meaning well, and she put a candle near it, and the hand burned. Like, you're lucky you didn't start a damn fire. It's plastic. Paint on it. Uh, Me too. I just got Sherry the other day. Nice, man. No bright light near Gizmo. Exactly. Bright light, my way. No bright light. Anything else? I'm trying to think. I picked up the Alpha Predator. That was it from NECA. Wasn't too impressed with that figure. I'm still considering doing the review on it just to kind of give people the heads up on that figure. I'm not overly impressed with how that figure's built. It's not how it looks. Aesthetically, it's amazing. But there's certain things on that figure, like the wrist joints and the pegs. I don't know. Yeah, this Kang figure is fantastic. He's a really good figure. Like I said, it reminds me of a DC Universe classic. What do I think of the Hiya Toys Alien and Predator figures? I have one of the Predators. I have the Elder Predator, one of the first ones they came out with. And their ankle joints suck. They don't have an ankle pivot. They only have a swivel. It's on a ball joint. They're very hard to stand, even on a display stand. While they look good, the articulation's meh, and some of the weapons that they come with are flimsy and will break. And I just don't. I'm not really feeling the whole, especially the what was it? The Hiya Toys Marines. They're not very good figures. They're not built well. They break easily. The paint detail on them kind of sucks. I'm just not really impressed with Hiya Toys at all. Like it's kind of like what other companies like that? I guess some Marvel Legends are like that, where you get stoked about seeing a new character, and then when you actually get the figure in hand, it's kind of like, what the fuck? This is the most basic bitch shit. My comic shop has several for $20. I was on the fence about them. I would say save the money and put it towards a Joy Toy set. That's what I would suggest. But I mean, if you want to get one and try one out, it's your money. Marauders did. I don't know if you guys noticed. I'm sure most of you did, but Marauders did do an update, and they did restock all of their figures. They have all the new suits up there. So if you want to do like the twins, and if you got an extra, what you call it, twin heads, you could do those. They have all different colored suited bodies now, and so they got a bunch of new stuff on the Marauder site. Just got the Hawkeye today. Great figure. What are my thoughts on the pinless joints so far? Look great, but need to tighten them up in places. My new Rogue is a bit loose in the upper knees. Yeah, I noticed that with my War Machine. His ankles are excessively loose. The knees are a little bit loose too on those. I actually tightened him up with some floor polish, so he's a little bit better than he was. But this is stuff that we shouldn't have to do. And I always prefer a tight joint over a loose joint because at least the figure will be able to do what it's supposed to do and stand or hold a pose. If you got loose joints, the figure is useless. So, but the Hawkeye is really good. He's a nice looking figure. I have the Old Man Logan story. I have the Old Man Logan figure looks pretty good too. He's a good one too. I might use his jacket for a Whistler custom though. Oh, you posted that a few days ago. Okay, Terry, thank you. But yeah, Eric, as far as the pinless joints, I agree. They're still in the beginning phases of figuring that out. That Old Man Logan and Old Man Hawkeye 2-pack looks great. Yeah, it's a good one. Like I said, you can use the extra head for a Whistler if you wanted the non sunglasses blinded Hawkeye. I like the bow, looks good. The quiver is just reused from all the other Hawkeyes that we've gotten previously. The body, oh god, I got acid reflux again. The body is semi-newish. There's some new sculpting on it. We're starting to see a little bit more sculpting, a little bit more paint detail on some of the comic figures, which is good. Had an avalanche of Legends lately, and the Retro Doom is more than I thought I would. You like the Retro Doom. I read that wrong. It's my fault. I agree, man. The Retro Doom looks good. I don't ever remember him having that collared piece. I even looked up some of the Kirby-esque looking Dooms, and I don't think he ever really had that collared piece. But it looks good nonetheless. The Retro Toy didn't have it either. I have that Doctor Doom from that Fantastic Four line, and it's actually a pretty good Doctor Doom, by the way. But that figure in general is the exclusive is nice. Anybody remember the Doom 2099 series? How about a Legends figure of him? I never really got into the Doom 2099 stuff, but to each their own. Yeah, I can live without the cloth collar. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's nice to switch it up and give him maybe a little bit something different to look at instead of just the same re-release of the previous Doom. So I can applaud Hasbro for trying to do something a little bit different. I still think he should have came with a damn goblet. I don't know what they're doing with no goblets here. Come on now. Give us a damn goblet. It would have been really cool if they ever did release a Doom. If they did a cloth cape with him and cloth tunic, whatever you call that, skirt piece. And then he came with his Doom throne. That would be great. I would love that because I love Doctor Doom. He's like, it goes Magneto, then Doctor Doom, and then I don't know who after that. Magneto, Doctor Doom, probably Apocalypse after that. I'm trying to think who else. Mr. Sinister's pretty awesome as far as villains go for X-Men, or just villains in general. I always like Galactus as a villain. I think it makes sense for him to be a villain, you know. But I keep saying a lot. Uh, who else? One of the first comics I can remember getting was Doctor Doom Iron Man team up where they traveled back to Camelot. Awesome. Nice, man. How can Doom toast Latveria with no goblet? Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Exactly, Shinobi. That's exactly what I'm saying, man. He needs to be able to have some wine when he wants to. He's a wine connoisseur, damn it. Uh, but what time? I don't even know what time it is. I don't even know how much battery life I have left on my phone. My Pahony. Um, I guess I give Marvel Legends such a hard time because when I look at a Black Series figure and then I look at a Marvel Legend and I'm like, well, I shouldn't say any Marvel Legend because the movie ones get all the budget and then the comic ones get the shaft when it comes to sculpt and detail. Like the like when you compare this with all this sculpting and all this detail, like here's Corvus Clave, all this sculpting, all this detail, and then you look at boring ass Falcon right there. It's like not. It's not even a comparison. Like there's. It's like night and day different, completely different. And then like you look at Hasbro owns friggin' Star Wars and Marvel license, and it's like you can't do this quality every time with the comic book figures. No, you can't do no. Okay, asking too much apparently. Asking too much. Yeah, they're bipolar as hell. They are. They certainly are, Shinobi. It just baffles me that one team can do such a better job. I guess I don't know at sculpt and detail. That's what I'm saying. Like, if the excuse is, oh well, they don't come with Build-A-Figures, then get rid of the Build-A-Figures. I don't have a problem with that. Get rid of the Build-A-Figures. Just release them as deluxe figures. I've been saying this for years. A lot of people have been saying this for years. Get rid of the Build-A-Figures. Release the Build-A-Figures as deluxe figures. Call it a day, and focus on the actual paint and detail. Like, if you're going to give us this quality now, you got to do this every time. You can't be dipshitting around, you know? I think the House of the Mouse has its eye on acquiring Hasbro one day. I don't know if Hasbro would let that happen. Hasbro's it's kind of its own entity. Like it has its own movie licenses. I don't know. Hasbro's pretty big company. People like to say that Hasbro's a small company. I'm like, the frick frack can you say that? I don't know what the hell that people are thinking when they say that. Picked up the Black Series R5 P8. Can't believe that figure is $25. Oh my god. $25 for R5 P8. Isn't that Hondo's version of R5? I believe that is. That's the Hondo one. Yeah, I saw that droid at Target and I was like, I'm not spending $20 on a goddamn droid. Just like I wouldn't spend $20 on a fucking Yoda. It's just not no. He's, those figures are not worth $20. Just like Hasbro tried to pull that shit with the the what was it, the 4-inch Build-A-Figures back in the day. I'm like, stop that shit. You're not no, you're not doing that. You're not gonna pull that. Yeah, these prices are getting insane. That's why I've been giving my money to the non-franchises here and there. Support the underdogs. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Marauders is a very small company, you know, and even though I've had my gripes with some of the aftermarket prices with Mythic Legions, you know, the Four Horsemen deserve all the success they can get. Same thing with Marauders. And Joy Toy, obviously, you can see the passions there. People, please don't buy those Christmas colored troopers. Those are yeah, Andy, you did the nail on the head, man. Those are the drizzling shits. Those are just fucking terrible, man. I saw that. I was like, wow, you have gone full limp mode Hasbro. Full on limp mode. Wah wah. Yeah, boss fight as well. Exactly. Boss fight's a smaller company. Trying to do some stuffs. Uh, but yeah. What site do I use for ordering high-end 1/18 scale figures? I was using Locker Toys. I would continue to use Locker Toys. You'll save the most money. They have faster shipping than anything in the continental U.S. I will say this though, Small Joe's does have pretty quick shipping though. I was pretty impressed with their shipping. Their prices are going to be a little bit around the Big Bad Toy Store area though, because they're continental U.S. and they upcharge for imports. But I would definitely just stick with Locker Toys. It's the way to go. S. Myers, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? I think Locker Toys ships within 3 days of giving you a shipping notice. Like it's, I think the longest I've waited was like 4 or 5 days, and that's all the way from China to the continental U.S. to me. So through customs, all that stuff. Like they're fast, and sometimes I've gotten them in 2 days. Like I don't pay any extra for shipping. I just pay the regular shipping. So, but yeah, they are Speedy Gonzalez. But I think I'm going to call it quits here. I've been on here for 122 minutes, 123 minutes now. So that's I think a good solid hangout. But it was nice to hang out with you all. And like I said, I'm going to try and get a regular review up. I'd like to do just a regular edited one. For some reason, sometimes I have connection issues. Thank you, Comporium, you piece of shit. But I didn't have any issues this stream, thank God. How often do I live stream? Sometimes I'll. It depends. It's kind of like I don't have a specific. Sometimes like what was it last 2 weeks ago? I did like 3 reviews in 1 week, so it's like it depends. Like if I have time, I'll do the review. I don't have really a set schedule, unfortunately, but I usually will try and get a live stream going, at least once every other week or once a week. I'll try to do something, you know. Sorry I missed it, man. Glad to see this. Have a good night. Yeah, you too, S. Myers. Eric Layton, have a good night, buddy. Terry, have a good night. Old School Shinobi, have a good night. Andy, have a good night, brother. I don't want to miss anybody. Woodman, have a good night. I'm not sure if you're still here. I think he took off earlier. I'm trying not to miss anybody. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be a Rudy Poo. Oh, Juggernaut Jones, thanks for popping in. It was nice talking to you, buddy. Zorapox, thanks for popping in. As always, brother. Rich, thanks for popping in. And I think that's it. Cool. Cool beans. The Blue Pen, what's up? Good night. You have yourself a good night. Thanks everybody for hanging out with me. It's like I said, this has been a I guess it has been a little bit of a longer wait than I was expecting, so I apologize for that. Gaz, have a great night, man. And be sure to hit me up on Play. I know I haven't been on PlayStation in a while. I think the last time I was on, I was playing with Jossie, and and that was it. We played some Breakpoint, and that was about it. But yeah, you guys have a great night. Like I said, if you guys have any questions or anything like that, even if I don't live stream, you can always hit me up on my Facebook Messenger. Links in the description below. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns about anything, or even just something about collecting or about a figure or whatever, you guys can always hit me up. Feel free to do that. Don't feel weird about it. Not a big deal. I don't mind chatting with you all. And you haven't been on either. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I just kind of took a break. I'm taking like a couple months break from like gaming. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So you guys have a great night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.